like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with another flashback. This video features Tron, aka Logan. Guys, I am working diligently to re-upload all of my content back onto YouTube, adding commentary so that I can meet the YouTube guidelines. I want to give a big shout out to all of you who've been commenting and liking these videos, because it's definitely going to help me get my videos back into the suggested videos on YouTube. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get into this video.
Cameron in the building. Carmen. Carmen. Got my little tea over here. So yeah, greetings. Ashuk. Nefer Atumbre. It's a beautiful morning, it's a beautiful day where I'm at. Early in the rising. I just wanted to do this this quick video. Wait for some people to get into the room.
Can somebody tell me what Tron, aka Logan, is listening to? Like, what is that music playing in the background? Is that meditation music or something? Because all I know is it's making me sleepy. That's all it's making me, sleepy.
Wait for some people to get into the room. So I finally did it, y'all. I have made my CMOS video. I know I was supposed to make this video a while ago, but I managed to do it today. Well, today would be yesterday. I'm gonna put it up today. But I have made the CMOS video, and I actually want to go in a little bit with y'all and just give you a little breakdown of the CMOS. Hey, greetings, peace to the gods. Share this video. Share this video with people. This is going to be a little quick breakdown about the CMOS. There's been a CMOS video I've been meaning to do for a while now. I actually managed to get it done today. So I will be going in about the CMOS. There is a CMOS that I have been cultivating for the last day. I got it, rinsed it yesterday, put it in a bowl, let it sit overnight, and now I have the finished product here today. I made a video the other day explaining about CMOS, which is a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm actually going to go real quick and grab my CMOS bags because I have about a pound of CMOS. This is the Conjurer's Crispus CMOS that I do have. So I want to, I want to bring that out. Hey, share this video. Share this video. I'm about to go grab the Conjurer's Crispus bag and the other bag of CMOS that I do have, so I can give a quick breakdown and introduction about the CMOS. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I grabbed the CMOS. Now, this video may, I don't know, my camera might get hot because we are, you know what I'm saying, in a hot area right now. So my camera may get hot. But nevertheless, I'm going to do the video for y'all. Just breaking down the types of CMOS that there are. The two types of CMOS that I have, which is really just a seaweed that is what sea moss is. Sea moss is a seaweed. So it is a sea plant that comes from the ocean. I know a lot of people have heard about sea moss because, you know, one of the godfathers of the holistic health and nutritional influence when it comes to, you know, people in general, Dr. Sebi had brought up and had introduced to a lot of us what we know as sea moss, or people call Irish sea moss, which there's actually a common misnomer or a misplacement when it comes to that name, because the Irish sea moss, which we most commonly know, or what we utilize as a title for pretty much all the types of sea moss that we, you know, are selling or buying and consuming. We use that term Irish sea moss when that's actually a specific strain of sea moss. Just like you have different strains of marijuana for all those old ex-smokers, you know, there's different kinds of sea moss, and that is very important to know because in different regions, different climates, different seasons, and different temperatures, you will get a different species of, you know, sea moss, or what you would know as seaweed that comes from the ocean. Now, as Dr. Sebi had broken down, sea moss contains 92 out of 102 essential minerals that your body needs. By now, we should all know that that is, it varies, and it's not something that is an absolute constant when it comes to the mineral content of this sea moss, because of the simple fact that, you know, like I said, different regions, different temperatures of the water, you know, different climates, and also seasons will have a big influence on how much mineral content these sea plants or these seaweeds, sea moss, will have. So we have to keep that in aware when we're talking about sea moss. I know a lot of people like to talk about sea moss because it is a big thing and a big topic nowadays, you know, to talk about. So we should just keep in mind as we're talking about this stuff that we are spreading factual information about, you know, these sea plants, right? One thing I'm gonna do real quick, because I already know what's about to happen. Because it can get, like I said, it can get real hot. So I'm about to move some of this stuff real quick, y'all. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna make this better, so that way, as I am live with y'all, I can help, because I know how they've tried to do us with the temperature. All right, that should be good. Let me get a chair real quick. You already know, guys. Already know. Just make it very simple. So that way we can do the video and have the least complications. All right, y'all. So yes, so basically, what I was talking about is known as sea moss. Sea moss.
Y'all, he made this video in 2023, and I'm just curious to know how many people in 2023 do not or did not know about sea moss prior to seeing this video. This is nothing new under the sun, Tron, aka Logan.
Sea moss is a big thing that was influenced by one of the godfathers, Dr. Sebi. You know, there was other people that have talked about it as well, but Dr. Sebi was one of the main people that introduced me to sea moss. Now, when I first heard about sea moss, this was probably back in like 2015, you know, maybe somewhere around there. I wasn't as knowledgeable, and I also wasn't, you know, as aware at the different kinds of sea moss. I was buying directly from Dr. Sebi. So he had, you know, a facility in California, and I had been purchasing from California. I was actually going to go to St. Lucia and do the, you know, the treatment, the, you know, the week treatment, and just pay for that and just go for a week, you know, in St. Lucia at his village. But, you know, rest in power, he had actually passed away shortly after that event. So I never actually got to go to the Yusha village, but I always took in the knowledge as far as, you know, what he had there for herbs. There's a lot of different things that the Dr. Sebi was putting in his, you know, diet and routine. As far as us being black people in America, we don't have a sense of, you know, proper dieting when it comes to, you know, putting proper nutrition in our body. You know, that's something that a lot of us lack due to just, you know, misinformation, a lack of, you know, education in that arena. So, you know, I have to give thanks to, you know, the elder that came before to give the information that we so heavily need today in today's society. Now, you know, sea moss has done wonders for me personally. One thing that I always recommend when it comes to people and, you know, consuming any kind of herb or any kind of plant is do it with balancement. Meaning that you don't just want to overconsume things because when you're overconsuming or overconsumption can actually have a negative effect. You know, you always want to take breaks. You always want to make sure that you do things in balancement. That's something that I learned in life. And it's something that I utilize in my everyday when it comes to, you know, everything. Like I consume tea, but the tea I consume is not the same tea I consume every single day because your body, when it's taking the herbs or when it's taking the health benefits and the nutrition from the different kinds of teas that you consume, what happens is your body can build up an immunity to the actual nutrients or the benefits that the tea can provide for your health. And then you know, the effects will slowly start to wear off if you start to abuse it. So just like when it comes down to drugs or, you know, anything of that nature, for anyone that's ever been in that world, you know.
Now, Tron, aka Logan, I know you're not up here pretending that you did not smoke a blunt or drink alcohol while you were in carbonation. I have personally seen you on camera drunk as hell, drunk off your ass.
That nature, for anyone that's ever been in that world, you know, you can build up a tolerance. Like when you're drinking, eventually you can build up a high alcohol tolerance, and then you have to consume more and more and more alcohol in order for you to feel it. So it's very important that we keep that in mind when we are, you know, out here in the world and we're getting certain herbs and we're, you know, talking to certain, you know, herbalists. Do your own research. That's the best thing I could say. You know, shouts out to, you know, a couple great brothers out there, Herbalist Lifewave. You know, he's one of them out there. There's, you know, many other, you know, herbalists out there. My brother Pharaoh, he does the Natural Nature Herbs. You know, you can go into Natural Nature Herbs. You can get some herbs there as well. I advise people to do their research when it comes to the realm or the arena, stepping into this arena of holistic health. Because it's a lot different than you going to your doctor and then your doctor prescribing you with some medication or prescribing you with some type of you know, prescription for your health, because you're not doing the research, they're doing the research, and that allows you to fall susceptible to a lot of these health scams, modern day health scams as I like to call them, where you have these modern day quacks that really be up in these hospitals and these institutions, going to these schools. So it's a thing that we have to walk out for. A lot of people like to call the holistic, her, like they said with Dr. Sabi, they try to call him a quack, right? But I would say that anyone that is blindly following the educational, system, or even information that they're given without doing their own research and then practicing that stuff on other people is a quack. That's my definition of what a quack is. Someone that just takes information but doesn't do their own research about the information that they're given, and then they go and then they practice health, or they practice play doctor on people. That's essentially what's happening when we're talking about these medical institutions, or these medical hospitals and these facilities that are in today's time. So it's very, very important that we get right when it comes to our health. So so that's what this is. This video is just breaking down about the sea plants, Chondrus crispus, which is one of them. So I want to give y'all a visual. This is what we know as Chondrus crispus. I know a lot of people use the term Irish sea moss, but when they're using the term Irish sea moss, they're not understanding, or they're not equating that there's different species of moss. There's different species of sea moss, and you can get different species that come from different regions, which is why they look different. You see, this Chondrus crispus, this is what it's actually supposed to look like. You can see this is more of a leafy red. It's actually purple on my end, but for y'all on the camera, it might look red. But this is what Chondrus crispus, or what Irish sea moss, is actually supposed to look like. This stuff can be found in more of the northern regions. I'm not saying you can't find this stuff, because I know Dr. Sebi promoted it, and he obviously had his services, and his village was in Honduras, which is the tropics. So you can find this kind of sea moss in the tropics. It's very rare, and to actually find it, you have to go deep. You have to dive deep down, deep beneath the ocean, because this sea moss in particular, Rahubet, Nine God, what's good? This sea moss in particular only grows, in a deeper part of the ocean. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's something to take consideration of, because a lot of people have it confused where they're just naming anything sea moss, but that's not the facts. You feel what I'm saying? The facts is that a lot of what we most commonly would label, or what we see out there on the market today labeled as Irish sea moss, is not actually Irish sea moss. The technical term, as I stated before, is Chondrus crispus, and it looks like this. This is what Irish sea moss looks like. This is harvested in, obviously, Ireland, and hence the term, or the name, Irish sea moss.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy, and I love this book.
It can be found on the coast of Maine. It can also be on the coast of Canada, and in the Slavic areas, in Greenland, and parts of the UK, in the northern hemisphere. That's normally where you find Irish sea moss, or Chondrus crispus, or some people say Chondrus crispus. I say Chondrus, you can say Chondrus. That's where you'll find this kind of sea moss. And this is the one that Dr. Sebi was talking about, that states that it has 92 out of 102 essential minerals. Now, as far as the mineral content, I actually suggest that you all do your own research when it comes to finding out the mineral content to these specific sea mosses, because they do change and they do vary depending on the environment, the season that it's harvested, and also the climate. All of that plays a role in mineral content of your of any plant. Let's just put it like that. And any plant that you get, the mineral content will vary based off the environment, the climate, and the time and season that you harvest. So, that's a fun fact. Now, the most commonly known, and for anyone that wants to know what type of sea moss or where I get this, is the actual brand. It's this one comes off the coast of Maine, the sea moss that I'm harvesting, or that I've gathered right here. And as you can see, it doesn't have a lot of salt. As I showed you before, this is what the sea moss looks like. The Chondrus crispus is more leafy. This is what it should look like. This is what it actually looks like. It's more leafy. It's not that strainy, noodly stuff. This is what the Chondrus crispus, the Irish sea moss that Dr. Sabi described, this is what it looks like, right? Now, the one that's most commonly referred to, and what people call Irish sea moss, which is actually another species of moss, which is called Gracilaria. I'll repeat that again. Gracilaria, look it up, is called this is it right here, the Gracilaria. This is known as the golden sea moss. A lot of people have this and they label it Irish sea moss, but it's actually the golden sea moss. This is an unopened package. This is a wildly crafted brand. It's called the Good Moss. Y'all can look it up on the website or on Instagram. It's called the Good Moss. They wildly craft their sea moss. For anyone that doesn't know what wildly crafted is, wildly crafted is different from wildly harvested. They are similar but not the same, and these two aren't like something major to worry about. Like when it comes to wildly crafted, that's not something that you should be too concerned about. What you really want to be concerned about is the farm pooled, or the pool farmed, and I'll get into that in a little bit, what the pool farmed is. But this one in particular, this one in particular, the wildly crafted, is normally what they do is they take a portion or a part of the ocean, so it's still grown in the ocean, it's still crafted in the ocean. They take a part of the ocean, and they might put rocks in like a circular form, and then what they'll do is they'll attach a piece of this sea moss that they harvest, the Gracilaria strain. They take a piece of that and they might put it on a rock, or most commonly known is they'll actually put it on a piece of rope, and they'll actually harvest it off the piece of rope. So it does grow different than if you were to get it naturally, or I guess you would say organically, naturally harvested. You know what I'm saying? Now, wildly crafted versus wildly harvested, the difference is, like I explained, this is crafted, meaning that they use a portion of the ocean, and then they get a strand of the sea moss, and where it's naturally or wildly harvested, and they take that and then they grow it in another area, meaning that they craft it because they've now taken where the sea moss is naturally or wildly harvested, and they take that wildly harvested piece of sea moss, and then they go and then they put it in a different area where they can actually harvest it in another location. So that's why they say crafted, because it's crafted by man. You know what I'm saying? Not harvested wild by nature, right? So there's a difference between wildly harvested and wildly crafted. That's the difference for anyone that didn't know. Now, the pool farmed, and let me give you a visual. Hold up. Let me give you a visual of the Gracilaria so you can understand the difference. Now, this one, the Gracilaria I'm about to show you, they have different species, they have different colors. And like I said, the color content has to do with the location, the time of harvesting, all of that good stuff. This is the Gracilaria. As you can see, the Gracilaria is strainy. It's strainy. It's like noodles. You know what I'm saying? If you ever opened up a box of udon noodles or ramen, that's what it looks like. It looks like ramen, really. That's funny. It really looks like ramen. So the Gracilaria more looks like ramen, whereas the Chondrus crispus is more of a leafy. It's a red leafy, you feel what I'm saying? Or purple, really. But on your end, it might look red. This is what this looks like, you feel what I'm saying? So you can tell the difference in even knowing where this harvested. If you ever find this in the tropics, like Costa Rica, off the coast of Costa Rica, off the coast of Belize, Jamaica, in these tropical lands, if you ever find the Chondrus crispus, known as Irish sea moss, you would only find it in the depths or deeper into the ocean, because this particular species grows in a colder water, in a colder climate. And Gracilaria grows in more of a hotter temperature. You know what I'm saying? That's why most commonly you see the golden sea moss. And the reason why it's golden is because it grows closer to the surface in a hotter environment, which turns the actual color of the sea moss more of a gold color. Even with this being green, behind the green tint, if you look at it from my point of view, you can actually see that it still has the gold color. And this is harvested from St. Lucia. This particular one I'm talking about right now is harvested from St. Lucia, and it's actually it's the real deal, man. It's the real deal. So there is a difference in these mosses. You know what I'm saying? It's very different. Now, this is the golden one, as I said before. This is what it looks like. So yes, those are the differences between the sea mosses. I know a lot of people would say, okay, well, Dr. Sebi, when he was explaining it, he may have presented, or for visual representation, has shown a species of Gracilaria and may have called it Irish sea moss. This is not discrediting, Dr. Sebi at all. It's just to say that, he was for representation, you know what I'm saying, to representation and to get around. And actually, I think I've seen actual videos of him showing this species of sea moss as well, the actual Chondrus crispus. So, for visual representation, you may have seen him in a video holding up the Gracilaria and then calling it Irish sea moss, but that is only for content purposes. Probably just wanted to get the information out there and do his best, because at the end of the day, the nutritional or the nutritional value or the content nutritional value isn't much different between the two, but there is a difference in mineral content. This will have more of the essential minerals that Dr. Sebi was talking about. And another fun fact is the color means something. The golden sea moss is more for detox, and this is what I personally found out from my own experimentation. This gold sea moss is more for detoxification. When I've taken this gold sea moss, I felt like my body was just detoxing. That's what really was going on. My body was detoxing. I was getting rid of a lot of things inside of me. You feel what I'm saying? And when I was taking this species, you know what I'm saying, the Chondrus crispus.
Not gonna lie, guys, I feel like going to sleep. He's boring me to death with all this sea moss talk. I understand that he's excited that he's found something new and interesting. But again, I will say it one more time. There's nothing new under the sun as it relates to sea moss, and it's 2023 Tron, aka Logan.
And the Chondrus crispus versus the Gracilaria, the Chondrus crispus was giving me more nutrients, giving me more vitality. So for people asking, like, okay, well, which one is better, Hukunum? Like, what we do? You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? We got two different species of sea moss. What would you recommend as far as what you should consume? I say this. I say consume both. Consume both. Do one for detox and then do one for replenishing and putting the nutrients and the minerals back into your body. You know what I'm saying? That's just simple. It really isn't rocket science. Once you do consume that, it's gonna do wonders for your body. And like I said, do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? I experimented with myself as far as how I felt when I was taking some of this stuff. And I did my own research. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, do your own research. Don't let, anybody just influence you into thinking that one is better than the other. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions about how you feel about both kinds of sea moss. They're both beneficial. They're both going to do you good. It just comes down to your personal preference. And like I said, they both have properties that you're going to need. So for me, it's not a choice of whether I should get one or the other. It's about utilizing them both with balance, And another thing, don't take this stuff every single day. There is such thing as iodine poisoning. And a lot of these seaweeds or sea plants that come from the ocean are high in iodine. So if you have too much too fast in a short amount of time, you can give yourself iodine poisoning. So do your research. Like anything I'm telling you right now, it's all for you to go do your own research. That's just what it is. It's not anything to, look crazy at. You know what I'm saying? You got to do your own research. You got to do your own research. You got to become educated. Like, if someone's telling me something, I want to go check it out for myself. I never want to rely on someone else's intelligence when I know I have my own intelligence. I can use my own mind to be able to question everything. Because questions will lead you on a quest. Root word in question is quest. A question should take you on a quest. You understand what I'm saying? So the root word in question is quest. You feel me? So I want everyone to travel down this road. A lot of people, and this is another thing I want to say. For a lot of these, it's like funny because you got these Bible thumpers out here, but like the new modern day Bible thumpers would be the people that are claiming spirituality and claiming to be conscious and spiritual. Like, there's steps to all of this. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not to take away from anyone's level of consciousness or take away from where anyone's at. Never. Because I was all over the place at one point in time. Didn't even, you had to gather my thoughts, putting two and two together, trying to make sense of the world, trying to make sense of reality, doing my best to understand, right? And get an understanding so I can have an overstanding, right? Even before I even knew what that was, right? So I understand that, I get it. But we have to understand there's levels to all of this. And no one is exempt from doing research. No one is exempt from becoming knowledgeable. When you see these brothers out here, very knowledgeable and wisdom, have all kinds of wisdom, like we got the top scholars out there in today's society. When we look at the master teacher, when we look at anyone that you can look at in the media that and I don't want to name names for protection purposes, but I'm just saying anyone that you look at that's a scholar in any sense of the word, what a scholar would be. These people have studied. These people have read books. These people have scoured the internet, scoured the library, have done their own research, probably even been a chemist on themselves, and have really tested themselves, you know what I'm saying, with certain things, and they've been able to come up with certain theorems, theorems, not a theory but a theorem. They've come to certain solutions. Everyone has their own biological structure and their own DNA, so what may affect me will affect you differently. You may be low in iron, you know what I'm saying? I may not be low in iron, meaning I don't have anemia. So what you might need and what you need on a holistic spectrum will be different than what I may need on a holistic spectrum, but we're still using holistic treatment to help us and aid, not even aid, but to help balance and be able to provide the body with the proper nutrients in order to create homeostasis within the body. You understand what I'm saying? So it really comes down to us knowing that. I recommend everyone know your blood type. If you can, know your blood type, because that's going to link you into a whole world or a whole rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Of understanding who you are, where you came from, your extraterrestrial ancestors, Pastalafu. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your star seed, where you coming from. That's going to give you a whole different dynamical shift and understanding about what you need to put in your body, because your ancestors ate a certain way, and that your ancestors from mother to father to mother to father to mother to father all the way down to you and your existence in this point in time, right? This is your reference where you are, where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lineage and a whole legion and a whole bloodline of beings that came before you. You understand me? So it's good to know your blood type so you can understand where you come from, to know where you're going and what you need along the way. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something that's very, very important. Just to keep things short, I don't want to knock y'all heads off too much with certain information, but I want to keep it very simple. I want y'all to have, the confidence to go out there and to research, man. The confidence comes from knowledge, comes from wisdom, comes from knowing. You know what I'm saying? People that are confident, they know. You understand me? That's where that confidence comes from. I'm not talking about ignorance. Some people be ego tripping, and they just got the ego. You know what I'm saying? They're running off fumes. The ego can, you know what I'm saying? It's like ego is a lot like inspiration. Like when you get inspired to do something, it's the difference from inspiration versus discipline. You know, you may be inspired in the moment, but your discipline is something that stays with you. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you're going to stay disciplined. You're going to stay like, I got to drink water every single day. I know that because it's a part of my discipline. Because I need water every single day. It's not even an option, you know what I'm saying, for me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a discipline that you build up. You feel what I'm saying? Versus, you know, you being inspired to drink some water. Like, oh, that person drank some water. I'm inspired to drink water today. But are you going to drink water tomorrow? And then the day after tomorrow? And then the day after that? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to continuously drink water? Or are you just inspired in the moment to do so? You feel me? So that confidence that you got, that people got, that comes from knowing, you know, and that comes from knowledge, you know, knowledge, right? It's all in the words, man. It's real simple. So let us you know, let us be, man. Let us understand. Let us grow. You know, that's what it really is. Shouts out to everyone that's in the room right now. You know. Shouts out to everybody. Nine God in the building. We got Cuba in the building. What's good? Conscious in the building. I am something. Oh, some of these names. Hey, Venus in the building. What's good, Venus? Yeah. So that's what that is, man. So yeah. So I really want to make that here. Let me show y'all too. Let me give y'all a visual representation of what we talking about on this end of the spectrum. When we looking at things.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
Yep, this is the Conjures Crispus right here. It's been soaking overnight, so we just been soaking it overnight in this water. The water that I rinsed it twice. So what I did is I rinsed it twice, and then I put it in some seawater, not some seawater, some spring water. So I rinsed it twice, put it in some spring water. You can see that there's still some type of debris. So, you know, just do your due diligence when it comes to the cleansing process. You know, some people like to soak it in lime overnight. That's cool. Do that. But do your very best to make sure that you're cleaning your sea moss to the best of your ability. You know, and depending on how thick yours is, you can make a lot, man. Like this right here is probably going to make like a jar and a half, depending on how I play my cards right. You know what I'm saying? Definitely over 16 ounces, you know, because the ratio of water that you put into your sea moss, you just got to put your sea moss into a blender. And then however much moss you have in your blender, just make sure you fill it up with the same amount of water. So the ratio of water should be the same ratio of sea moss that you do have in there. And that's going to give you an evenly proportionate, smooth gel. You feel what I'm saying? It's not going to be all clumpy, and it shouldn't have too much hard texture in there. But it may have some hard texture due to the fact that this species of Chondrus crispus is more rough. It's more harder. And you know, it's like I said, this is wildly harvested. That's another thing I wanted to tell y'all. This sea moss I have right here is wildly harvested versus the species that you can get right here, which is wildly crafted, right? So this is wildly crafted, and then this is wildly harvested. And the brand of that sea moss right here is the Maine Coast Sea Vest. It's harvested off the coast of Maine. You feel me? So yeah, so that's what that is. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I don't know if it's tripping or not. Sometimes it's Wi-Fi can be tripping sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah. So that's what that is, man. I just wanted to leave y'all with that real quick. Right, what's good? Sister Sola, what's good, Sister Sola? Rahubet, peace to the gods. Yeah, man, so I was just doing this little video talking about the Conjurus Crispus. If anyone has any questions, I would like to open up for questions. What I'm going to do is, absolutely, I appreciate it, absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Definitely here for that, just to give y'all that update. I want to open up for some questions, but I want to save this video first. And then I want to open back up for questions because you never know, you know what I'm saying? They might try to like shut the video down or something like that. So I'm going to save this real quick and then I'm going to come back in for questions. All right, Wadu. Peace.
Okay, guys, in an effort to work effectively and efficiently, I've added 2 videos together. The first one of Tron and the second one is of him as well. It's just the video of him making the sea moss. So let's get into that video. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Okay, Rahubet. Greetings, Musar family. Peace to the gods. Peace to the Gadads and the Gadad Tats. How y'all doing? Okay, so today I'm going to make and prepare for y'all a sea moss video. This is just one of the sea moss regimens that I do. I do a couple different kinds. So today will be my preparation. It's going to be a preparation video that I'm going to do for y'all for my sea moss. This is just one of the ways that I prepare my sea moss. I do many different smoothies. I do soups. I do a lot of things. 5 years vegan. A little bit longer than that, but you know, I had taken some time off from that and then got back on, you know, so dedicated, did a lot of research, have done a lot of research with my body specifically, just going through the archives of information to understand this holistic, natural lifestyle journey that I have been on. So there's been a lot of, you know, information that I'm sure y'all have tapped into, that I myself have tapped into, and I've actually found a great niche and a balancement within my life to, you know, find good superfoods and good health, nutritional, plant-based routines with some of the things that I have found from nature, some of the herbs that I found from nature, some of the plant-based items that I have found from the plethora of gallery that nature has to offer us. So today I'm going to prepare you the sea moss smoothie, one of the sea moss smoothies that I normally make on a consistent basis. Like I said, there's many different varieties. It is however you want it to be made. So don't get shy, don't get cold feet, you know, work with the magic and, you know, do what you gotta do. This is the sea moss gel that I have prepared. I actually made this. This is the Irish sea moss. For everyone that is wondering what kind of sea moss I use the Irish sea moss, betterly known, or for the technical term, I would say Chondrus crispus or Chondrus crispus, however y'all say it. This is the kind of sea moss I use right here in the bag. So this is the one that I'll be using right here. It's the Maine Coast sea vegetables, so it comes off the coast of Maine, and that's the one I use. Obviously, there's other ones that I suggest that y'all can get as well. This is widely crafted sea moss. This is the one that the golden sea moss, which most people commonly mistake for Irish sea moss, the Gracilaria type strain. So this is the one that most people do use. This one actually comes from St. Lucia and it is widely crafted. And then this one is the one that comes off the coast of Maine, the Conjurus crispus, which is the wildly harvested. Difference between wildly crafted and wildly harvested is wildly harvested comes from its natural environment and is harvested from its natural place. So, you know, you just harvest it naturally from where it comes from. And then the wildly crafted is normally taken from its original spot or place of where it was harvested, and then they'll put it on a rope or they'll put it on a line, and that's what they'll normally do to wildly crafted in the ocean. So there is a difference between wildly crafted and wildly harvested. As far as nutrient content, I would say that the wildly harvested obviously should have and would have the more nutrients in there as far as mineral content, and then the wildly crafted would just, you know, probably have a little less. But as far as it being too big of an issue, it's not that big of an issue. It's just something to look out for when you are purchasing or when you even are selling, because when you're distributing things such as sea moss, you should give people right information and don't hoodwink or bamboozle people with titles and names or misinformation in order to get your money up, because that is karmically going to come back to you. All right, next is going to be your choice of liquids. Now, there's many different ways that you can make a smoothie, or many different ways that you can make your sea moss drink. I prefer to use the coconut water. Because coconut water is really good for the cells, it's really good for the body, it's really good. So I use this particular coconut water right here. I also make sure that anything that's liquid, I do my best to get it in glass. The reason why I do my best to get it in glass is because plastics actually can leak into whatever liquid that you have, and it can create you know, a lot of harmful chemical effects to any liquid that you are wanting to consume. So it's really best if you're getting anything like juice or anything like coconut water or just even regular water, you want to make sure that it comes in a glass. Glass helps just keep the actual, you know, preservation of the water or of the liquid, and it also helps so you know, you don't have any of those nasty plastics and chemicals leaking in to your liquids. So these are the 3 items that I will be using in my sea moss smoothie. This is something I want to let people know. So I used to be a meat eater, right? And when I was a meat eater, I was very like heavy set, very big. You know, my body was definitely a lot bigger. I was a lot more, not stronger, but I was a lot more thicker. See, a lot of people will equate your thickness as far as how big your body is to how much strength you have. But that's not true. And I learned this because when I used to do wrestling, I remember I used to wrestle like some of the smaller dudes sometimes. And the smaller dudes, they would be smaller. You might even be a little leaner than you, because I was big. Mind you, I was eating meat. But what I found out is that the smaller dudes and some of the lean dudes, their bones were more dense. Meaning their bones were more dense, meaning that they had more strength. You know what I'm saying? The strength doesn't come from size when we're looking at just like, oh, you know, he's a big, you know, thick dude, so we thinking that he has, you know, all the strength. Nah, like, you can be slim and slender and lean, but your bones can be dense. You know what I'm saying? Your diet and the nutritional value and the minerals in what you give your body is what gives you that strength. When I was eating meat, when I was eating pork, when I was eating hamburgers, when I was eating McDonald's and Taco Bell every single day, I felt sluggish. I actually didn't have as much energy. But as soon as I came to understanding about, you know, proper dieting and putting proper nutrition in my body, because my body is actually a vehicle. You feel what I'm saying? Your body is a vehicle. So whatever you put in your body is going to affect your health, your mental health. It's going to affect your physical health. It's going to affect all things that have to do with the equilibrium of balancement between your mind and your body. You understand what I'm saying? And your brain and your heart, all of that. So after I found this out and I started to implement certain things in my diet, I started to notice a difference. This was back in like 2016 is when I found Dr. Sebi. And when I changed my diet, I noticed how I had more energy. I was eating less. No meat, nothing at all, no animal products. I was eating plant-based. But when I incorporated the sea moss that I was getting from St. Lucia, or well, not St. Lucia, where I was getting it from Dr. Sebi's village, which was actually, he had a foundation in California, which you could purchase the actual sea mosses and his herbs online. I was spending like $1,000, you know what I'm saying, like every month on these herbs, and I was getting them sent from California to where I was living. And when I started implementing and taking these herbs, my body, I started feeling more rejuvenated. I started feeling more energized. I started feeling more stronger. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing all kinds of athletic things at that time as well. And I noticed I had a peak in performance as I was starting to implement this stuff into my diet. But another thing that we have to understand is that your location, your environment is actually what's going to affect your health as well. So, what I had to do is I had to shed all of the muscle, all of the actual weight that I had from this, unhealthy dieting, and get my body back to a base level. This is more or less like my base level right now. And now if I want to build back up, if you want to build yourself back up and you want to get a little bit more thick or whatever like that, you can do that through proper intake and nutrition of plant-based diet. You know what I'm saying? Of plant-based, things that you put in your body. So that's something to take very close attention to and to keep in mind while you're on this journey of health, nutrition, and holistic wellness.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share this video. I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. We in the building with it. Big up yourself. Yo, I see y'all in the bushes in my analytics. Y'all need to go ahead and just smash that subscribe buttons. Click all so that you get notified when I go live or when I add new content. All right, y'all. Take it easy.